Class 8, Honeydew, Chapter 6, This is Jodie's Phone. The story, This is Jodie's Phone, is about a young child named Jodie and his emotional bonding with the phone whose mother was killed to save his father's life. The story mainly highlights moral values such as justice and compassion, care and affection between human and animal life. The lesson begins with Jodie being unable to keep the phone out of his mind. One day, a rattlesnake bites Jodie's father. A rattlesnake is actually a very poisonous snake and it bites Jodie's father. In order to save his father, he kills a doe and uses its heart and liver to draw out the poison. Now, Jodie was able to save his father, but this doe had a small baby. Doe is actually a female deer and fawn is a young deer, the baby of the doe. Now the fawn lost his mother. His mother is killed and the fawn is left all alone in the forest. Jodie and his father came back home, but Jodie was so upset. He was thinking about the fawn. The fawn is in the forest all alone. Nobody is there to take care of him. He could not keep the thoughts about the fawn out of his mind. So he decided to talk about it to his father. Jodie's father's name is Penny, and he is very tired and he is lying on his bed and taking rest. His eyes were open and clear, but his pupils were dilated, which means enlarged, because he was poisoned by a rattlesnake. Jodie came near his father and asked, "How are you, my dear father?" "Just fine, son. All death has gone thieving elsewhere. But wasn't it a close shave?" Close shave here means narrow escape. The father is telling that it was a narrow escape. He was bitten by a rattlesnake, a poisonous snake, and his son saved him. And it was a narrow escape. And Penny also said that he was very proud of his son because he acted quickly and saved his father. Jodie actually acted very quickly, isn't it? When he came to know that his father was poisoned by a rattlesnake, he suddenly killed a doe, took out his liver and heart, and drew out the poison from his father's body. So Jodie was very wise and he acted very quickly and thus saved his father's life. And Penny is telling that he was very proud of his son. Now Jodie is telling to his father that he can't forget the phone. It might be all alone in the forest. It might be hungry and scared without his mother. Then Jodie asked his father to permit him to bring the phone home. Jodie wanted to raise him. He tells him that he is now a big boy and doesn't need to drink milk, so he can feed the dawn with that milk. Jodie's father also said that it is ungrateful to leave phone to starve. So he agreed and asked Jodie to get his mother's permission. Jodie came to the table and sat down very quietly. His mother was pouring coffee in the cups. He asked his mother whether he could bring the phone to home and raise it, and his mother was really surprised to hear this idea. Seeing his mother reluctant, Jodie told that what his father had said. He said that Penny had said it would be ungrateful to leave the phone to starve. Dr. Wilson was also present at that time and he too agreed that Jodie was right. He told Jodie's mother that nothing in the world comes quite free. He meant that they must pay some price for having taken the life of Doe. Here the price was to raise the phone. Millville was also there at that time and he too offered his help to Jodie. He offered to take Jodie on his horse to the forest to find out the phone. The mother really felt helpless. She said that she would not give him anything else to feed other than the Jodie's milk. So Jodie agreed all her conditions and Jodie, along with Millville, decided to go to forest and find out phone. Now Millville and Jodie got ready to go to the forest and find out the phone. Millville mounted his horse and pulled Jody up behind him. Jody assured his mother that he would be back before dinner. Now Millville asked Jody how he knew that the phone was male. Jody said that the spots on the phone were all in a line, and this indicated that the phone was male. Now Jody and Millville are in the forest. They came to the spot where Jody's father got bitten by the snake. The doe was killed at that place. When they killed the doe, the phone was there with the mother deer. So Jody thought that the phone will be there in that place. Now Jody wanted Millville to go back. He wanted to be alone with his phone. There were two reasons for that. First, it was possible that Jody might not get the phone, for the phone might have died or be not found. In that case, he would not like Millville to see his disappointment. Secondly, if he meet the phone, the meeting would be very lovely and secret. He would not like to share it with anyone else. So Jody asked Millville to go. He said that the forest was too thick for the horse to get through. Millville, however, was very afraid to leave Jody alone. He said that Jody could be lost in the forest or maybe bitten by some snake or maybe attacked by something. But Jody, however, said Millville didn't have to worry. He would be careful. So Millville went back. Jody is now all alone, and he came into a clearing under the oaks. There he could see the remains of the dead doe and the buzzards circling around it. Buzzards are actually a large bird-like vulture that eats the flesh of the dead animals. He parted the grass at the place where he had seen the phone, but the phone was not there. He searched the whole place, but there was no sign or sound of one. Jody began looking at the place where the phone had appeared from, and he began reading the small hoof prints in the sand. But the rain from the last night had washed away all the tracks.